All right, this is season 4, episode 1. Robert, are you ready for a sauna test?
It is not season four,
Or no,
episode
this is
one.
season 3, episode 4. God damn. Oh,
You'll get one right. We got
eventually.
4 more episodes to go after this.
Robert, are you a type? No, we're just skipping to season 4. We're gonna do all the pilots.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that
in
works too.
3, 2, 1, go. Robert, I've always wanted to do a show that I know and just watch the pilot and then the series finale to see how insane the jump is.
Yeah, I know. I've seen some videos like that where people will blind watch a pilot in a series from a show they haven't seen,
Why?
and
You're not.
like that's an interesting experiment, but not something I'd ever want to do.
No, it was a show that I know.
Mhm.
Like maybe the Ash versus Evil Dead pilot and then finale.
That one I think would play okay. Hey, he's just got a Green Lantern comic and Wonder Woman.
And I don't know if I buy that either of these characters into either of those characters.
Max has always been tomboyish, though. I buy that Max likes comic books.
But he says there's a podcast like that. That'll be our
Oh,
next
there's a
YouTube channel.
podcast for everything.
We'll just watch pilots and finales. Jareth Gerhard, I choose myself to Netflix for at least a month. Any recommendations? Midnight
Arcane.
Mass, Hill House, Arcane. Uh, Struggling to think of any other original programming.
Yeah, if you want something that's more in the vein of Stranger Things, just any Mike Flanagan project. Haunting of Hill House, Midnight Mass. What's the Fall of the House of Usher that Usher built? Whatever it's called. And then
Oh, the House of
Arcane
Usher. Yeah,
is fucking amazing. Yeah.
I need to finish these one. Teddy says Buffy would be fun. Yeah, but I got to get Robert through the rest of Buffy first.
I've already seen like 2.5 episodes.
Robert, we should try to do season 1 of that next.
I I don't know about a whole binge, but I'd like to do like a whole season overview,
Oh, we can do an
like a
overview.
review. I just need to watch it.
It's
But
12
I'm busy.
episodes. There's an audience demand of 1.
Oh god, this is like almost comedic, but it's just so fucked up. Like this lady did not deserve this.
No, but the guy kind of does.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. I was talking
deserves
about the old lady.
this. Oh.
And I do. This is where the show remembers that it's about a small town. Nancy's boss being the father of the lifeguard girl
That's
is like
fun.
a good connection that's not contrived. Where it's like, yeah, it's a small town. Like these people are connected to each other. You know, it makes the town feel more alive. I
And
like
it
that.
also makes it worse that he's such a like cartoon character at work. Like you have a daughter the same age as Nancy, and you're talking to her like that.
Yeah,
He could have been the one that was like, "Listen, like I have a daughter for her age. Like, let's hear her
but
out."
although there are plenty of shitty parents who maybe like their own kids, but
Yeah,
are
but
rude and awful to other.
the
You know,
problem is that
it
I don't think
depends.
that's what they're doing. I think it's well, we got to have that commentary that workplaces in the '80s were sexist.
Yeah.
Ooh, we should do Midnight Mass for one of these. We did the
Um,
overview, but we can do a commentary.
I don't. Yeah, let's put a pin on that. The problem is we reviewed it episode to episode, so I don't know if we'd
That's
have a whole
true.
lot more to say that we haven't said
Uh,
already.
Jareth, I would have to look through. I would have to look through
Oh my
Netflix.
gosh.
I don't know what's on there at the moment, but trust me, Midnight Mass and Hill House, they're more like miniseries. They're not just TV shows.
Yeah.
I would give
And
at
I
least
mean,
Hill House a shot.
And Arcane, if you like action drama, animated stuff, that's only 2 seasons, and that's ending at season 2. So you're set there.
A Netflix show that actually gets to end instead of, oh, it's over now. We're done with that.
Well, I mean, they kind of did. The exception was, I think the creators just knew ahead of time, like, we're not going to go past 2, so let's be sure to end our story. I think
Well,
that's
I
more how it happened.
I
It was
thought
also
I
really
read that like that was kind of due to expenses. Like they were like, yeah, we should wrap this up.
yeah.
That
Let's wrap it up
animation is
before Netflix cancels.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
Finally, an animated movie that doesn't look like ass, or I guess animated show.
You're not excited for Moana 2,
I haven't even seen
the
the first one.
reworks Disney Plus miniseries as a movie, directed by Sean Levy.
I have yet to find a reason to hate that guy as a director.
I think he's puts out quality stuff. He's at least competent, and he's like the one guy besides the Duffer Brothers who has been with this whole thing through. Season 1, all episodes are directed by the Duffer Brothers and Sean Levy, and then each season like progressively gets more and more other directors coming in. But Sean Levy has been here for at least a
I
couple
didn't even
episodes because
realize that he had anything to do with that.
Yeah, and I think he was a producer
Robert,
on it.
I found the connection. He directed episodes of Animorphs. It's all connected.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Like I liked obviously I really liked Deadpool and Wolverine. Um,
He did that Real Steel movie.
I
I
haven't
didn't see
seen
that.
that. I didn't hate the Atom Project. It was just kind of generic.
Yeah, I now did he do Free Guy? Because that I know
Yes,
did well, but I was kind of
because
I wasn't
that's
in.
why. Because
But I haven't seen it.
that starts him and
Mhm,
Reynolds really working together, and that's why he gets Deadpool and Wolverine.
mhm.
And I don't care what anyone says. I like that first night at the museum.
Oh, me too. That's a quality picture. I never
Teddy,
saw the third one, but I've heard there's a Robin Williams scene
I
that's just
was
fucking heartbreaking.
yeah. I kind of want to watch it because that is one of his last performances, and we talked about this. I
Mhm.
adore Robin Williams.
Me too.
Uh, Teddy, Sean Levy is a pretty good director that some film bros pretend sucks. Yeah, it's just like if you're just a workman's director just putting out movies, then you suck.
That's fine.
You have to be like the next Scorsese or Nolan. Gareth Gerhardt, I will give Hill House a try. That's my problem with TV now. They all feel like long movies. Oh, see, I don't mind that. So you may not like Hill House, but
But I'd say though, Hill House, the reason why it works and Midnight Mass, it's not. It doesn't feel like a movie stretched over several episodes. It feels like a novel. Like there are chapters with individual stories. You know, it jumps around in time. There's a lot of characters. It doesn't feel like one narrative padded. It's you get all these little stories. Hill House, especially, like you get like the Theo episode where that has its own beginning, middle, and end.
I will
Like that's a really well
maintain
structured series.
the Nell episode, the
Oh
Bitneck
God,
lady, is one of the
that's
most heartbreaking, like overwhelmingly amazing pieces of
it's good.
media. That he just kind of generic is the only criticism I get with him, but I've actually seen some act like he's awful. Well, and I feel like you can't be generic anymore. Like people just act like generic is
No.
bad now.
Well, it depends on what you're comparing it to, because like Deadpool, Wolverine, like say what will about it, it also has like some of the best action scenes we've seen in the MCU in years. You have to give the director some credit for that.
I'd also argue it has better action than at least the first Deadpool. I don't remember two because I haven't seen that movie since theaters.
I mean, in my opinion, I think Deadpool is the best action.
I mean, it's also the only Deadpool movie I'd like go back to. Yeah, we'll just take him out, Robert.
It's like now, Steve, you lose at fights. That's your one of your 5 prevailing character traits. Let's Metal Gear Solid this bitch.
Like, you only say he's generic, fine, but at least he's meant he's top tier generic. Yeah, I don't know. The movie industry thrives on generic films. Like, not everything could be the next Nolan or Tarantino.
Yeah, and the problem is the way we greenlight movies and the way studios approach movies more than the actual directors. Plenty of good directors have made some shit MCU movies recently where it's not the director's fault. It's why what James Gunn is doing is so refreshing, where he's like, no, we're not greenlighting movies until they have a finished script. Like, oh, wow, that's an idea. Who would have thought? But like Black Widow is a perfect example of a movie where anybody could have directed that. They made half the movie in a computer, previs and everything, and they just needed somebody to shoot the talkie scenes and then cobbled it together in post. Oh my god, they're in a Dutch angle. And this is crazy. He also looks coked out of his mind. I do like the way the actor's playing this.
I like the way this is framed.
Hmm?
There's a section of like film people that just can't accept that something can be just good, passable. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is mediocre movies, not, decent ones.
No, I'm Jared says you guys seen Heretic. I have not. I'm waiting for a home release. I also just don't care that
I still haven't seen them.
much. I can't take Hugh Grant as a villain seriously.
Oh, but I've heard he's a lot of fun in it. That's kind of the appeal for me. And this is frustrating because this is the first time we ever get to see Will and Eleven remotely interact. And then at the end of the season, it's like, oh, cool, this is a new pairing we might explore. And then season 4 says, nope, not gonna do anything interesting with Will and Eleven. Even though these characters have both had, trauma with all the same shit and could probably relate to each other more than any of these other kids, but I don't know how we dropped the ball so hard on that. This is when the Mind Flayer says, "You don't understand. I'm not locked in
I'm
here
sitting
with
here with
you."
you. You're locked in here with me. Okay, so we talked about the Russian thing. Do you think it is a coincidence that they're digging for the gate and the Mind Flayer just so happens to also be here already? Not a coincidence, but
Well,
like weird.
it's a little retconny. We talked about this in the last one that the Mind Flayer is clearly in the Upside Down, and then this they say, well, no, like a piece of him stayed in the real world or something, and he's been like regenerating over these last several months. But what's not a coincidence is that the Russians come here because this is the only place that has had a portal open that worked because the Americans had 11. So that's why they're able to reopen the portal because it's been successfully opened before. So them
Jared
being
says Hugh
here
Grant
makes
was one of
sense.
the best parts. Third act was not great on a first watch. Well,
Okay.
I'll watch it when it's on HBO Max or something.
So Hopper's about to commit several crimes, and totally cool with that.
That hey, dude, I really want to know what the town folks think of 11. Oh, that random child came out of nowhere and became Hopper's adopted daughter. No, now she's Joyce's adopted daughter.
Yeah, like I said, to
This
be
is
fair,
where
Hopper knows he's
cartoon.
lying.
This is where cartoon character Hopper works better for me. Is like I'm trained, I think, by some media to just well, this will never be brought up again.
Yeah, again, it's a movie thing. Is he going to assault the mayor? Yes, but it's fine because it's Hopper and we like him. Yeah, like I said, he knows he's lying to him. So he's just gonna cut the bullshit. And I do like this interaction that they both have dirt on each other. So this is gonna go nowhere. So he's like,
We could have called the police.
it at least does establish that okay, this bear character has always been around. We the audience haven't seen him yet because we didn't need to. So that's fun. Like there is an established history with them. This isn't like the new mayor who just came in. He is
Just looking
going
to get
full
Arnold.
Batman. He is going full Batman Joker interrogation scene.
You know how cool it would be if we got Arnold for this show?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, Netflix got him for Fuba.
When are we going to do a commentary on that?
Uh, I'd watch Arnold than anything. I love Arnold.
We'll start an Arnold channel.
We should. Look, if he cuts off his finger, he can get that sewn right back. Fine. But this stuff was also controversial because people were like, "Oh, Hopper's he's doing police brutality and he's not a good cop." I'm like, it's not that type of show, man. Like this show isn't concerned with talking about that type of stuff.
No, there's really weird stuff with that. Like, do you remember when Spider-Man PS4 came out? And I think it was Kotaku made a big deal about him working with the police.
Oh yeah, it's like
Breaking news: a superhero works with law enforcement.
Teddy. He also beat up a guard in season one. Yeah, like That's at least consistent with his character. He's 80s cop who doesn't play by the rules. Like, we've been doing that since one. So I agree that this scene goes way too far and gets too mean and falls into the you two are kind of toxic and not good for each other. But Jonathan at least makes some good points. They just go too far with it. But I like the his side of
Jonathan
it of
makes
like,
good points. My problem is that the scene will never come up again.
yes, they don't
And
follow through on it.
again, we kind of act like Nancy was in the right.
Yep. Because the good point he brings up is like, look, Nancy, like this job could have been whatever for you. She comes from a much more privileged family than he does. You know, he needs to be working and making money at shit jobs. You know, her, it's just a summer thing to do. So that part's fair. It just that gets is the scene that gets way too mean.
Yeah.
And again, we don't follow it up. So what was the point? But meanwhile, with the Scooby Gang, yeah, exactly, Teddy, and that's what we've been saying this whole time. And what will kind of make or break the season for you? It's consistent enough. Like we've seen a lot of this in the first two seasons. It's just a lot more ramped up and over the top here, and you know,
I like
mileage
this
will vary
acknowledgement
depending on
that
the viewer.
Dustin's getting older. Uh, the fact that he thinks he can still fit in there is hysterical. That looks like it was made for an infant.
Well,
Hey,
you're
let's get it together at the Star Corps, have a few laughs.
see that's what's kind of refreshing is you mean it's not an impossibly large ventilation shaft for a grown ass man to crawl through. No, this is way this is actually more realistic. I like this scene. Push me.
This is making me claustrophobic just watching
I
it.
know.
Teddy, okay, but the best Hopper Joyce moment in the season for me is that tiny moment where they lied to get the car in the small. A child predator from Joyce, like, why that?
No, when we get to the shenanigans with Alexi, I think that stuff's pretty fun. And like I said, this stuff is fine. It's just unfortunate when like all the interpersonal relationship stuff just kind of needs to take a break
Stop.
because now we got exposition. Now we got plot.
I've never seen a show where like the plot is like the most. I just
It gets in the way of
yeah, I've never seen it
conflict.
get in the way of the like character.
But I do like this plan.
12% of a plan.
It's 12% of a plan, and it's
They
good
they have the
paying it.
concept of a plan.
They do. And to give the show credit, it at least pays attention to its internal logic. It doesn't forget stuff like, oh, the Mind Flayer, it hates heat. That's how he got it out of Will. Okay, if it's in Billy, we need to do the same. It doesn't feel repetitive or, oh, we're doing this again. It's just we're paying attention to our own mythology. Do you think the Erica subplot or involvement with this gang, do you think that should have ended with this episode?
Yes.
I agree. I was just
No,
asking.
but it's tricky, right? Because she has to get stuck down there.
Mhm.
This is also going on way
It,
too
it
long.
it does everything that works in this scene is Dustin. Like you can't sell you can't spell America without Erica, and his pause of like, yeah, that's right. And like I said, she's fine. Like she's a good actress for her
Do you
age,
believe
but
that a 10-year-old loves capitalism?
no, it's funny because she's 10. But
Why is this still
this is
going?
yeah, this is the type of humor we didn't do in season 1. Like those felt like real kids. This is a sitcom character. Which is fine if you actually evolve her and let her progress by the end of the season, or if you get the shenanigans out of the way in this one. You gotta pick one. They do neither. That's nice plays. You just shoot at yourself and it's not real. No shit. Their banter's so good. Do you think now because I kind of know about one of the twists in the later movies? Do you think they ever bring back Carrie Elwes in another Saw? Do you think we put him in Saw 11.5 or whatever it's called?
It's so hard to tell just because spoilers for when he came for Saw 7, but when he came back, like my mind was like, whoa, like I didn't think he'd ever come back. So I mean, maybe Teddy. What's weird with Erica is that I 100% agree. I find Erica annoying, but I think that's unpopular because I've seen so many people who see her as a fan favorite.
No, I think she has funny moments, but I don't agree.
she's so insufferable. Like I don't find that endearing. No, you're just insufferable.
She's so one up. Again, it's better in 4 because she's one of the few characters that kind of put in the background and only pops up sporadically.
But I also have like little patience for brats.
Unless they're Mike.
You try
But
to hold me to a standard that I don't know.
like I said though, this Russia subplot with Erica, again, it's better for me if you get the oh shit, like I'm starting to panic moment. I'm in danger. Something
I'm in
dramatic we
danger.
need, you know. Yeah, exactly. What John is saying is he hates Erica and thinks she's the worst character ever. You can clip this out,
No, no, no,
put
no.
it
Wait,
on
wait, wait,
X,
wait, 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 wait.
send it to the actress.
No,
Okay. Obviously, we have no issues with the
you
actress.
can't do that.
Like I said, I think she's fine. It's just like, yeah,
It's all writing.
yeah. It's primarily writing, and then this scene with Nancy and her mom is weird. We pretend like this is the end of her mom's arc, and it feels really confused about it because
You
we're
are
playing
a
it like
kid that doesn't know what you're doing. You're 17 or 27. I'm not sure.
we're 27. And we're playing it like, empowerment, you got to take charge, you got to do what you want to do. This is advice coming from a character who was about to cheat on her husband with an 18-year-old 2 days ago. You see what
The
I mean?
problem is there's no nuance. It's all Nancy is a strong, independent girl that doesn't need anybody to tell her no, even if she's wrong, which is a consistent problem through all three seasons so far that we've watched.
Yep.
And then when she does run into a problem, it's cartoon characters.
Mhm.
Like there's that scene where Jake Busey like pretends to hang himself. It's not even like that, that's not just sexism. That's just inappropriate workplace behavior. Like
Yeah. He gets a pass because he's Jake Busey.
no,
Again, that setting would be better if the boss was an asshole and Jake Busey was an asshole. But you don't need everyone in that room to be cartoonishly evil. Let's have one guy who's kind of nice. And like I said, I like the actresses. Like I do like their performances in that scene.
no, I want more of this, less of
Mm,
whatever the hell that Erica scene was.
mhm. Yeah, this at least feels kind of genuine. And again, Nancy, I think is fine. I like the actress. We've talked about this
I
before. All the
I
stuff with
like her in
Nancy in the
this
show that
more
you
than
hate.
I like her in this season more than I do in season two.
I probably agree. She's always been a lower tier character for me. She's never been one of my favorites. I think she's fine.
I see. I think the problem is that I kind of fall in love with her as a character in four. I think she's great in that, and then you go back and I'm like, you were an awful human being in season two,
Yeah,
and kind of
and
in
her
season one.
and like I said, her mom's just weird because it's like we're really. It's like It feels like they're stuck. Like, well, she's one of our main cast members. We have to give her something to do.
Which is funny because is she even in season four?
Yes, but probably less than this season. No, season four sets up some really interesting stuff where the parrots finally know what's going on, and now we'll see how much follow through there is with that at 5.
That day, I saw people complain that Erica wasn't part of the group the whole season four, and I was like, "What? Why? She only works in small doses." Nancy's
I
best season
agree.
was four. I agree with that. Nancy's best season is four.
Probably. Yeah,
It's
I
the only
don't disagree with that, but I
that
need to rewatch
continues
4.
my hypothesis that it's whoever is grouped up with Steve because he gets the best writers and everybody else gets the scrap.
Mhm. Okay, now this is the stuff that bugs me. Because, like, in the prior episode, it's clear that Elle isn't actually that angry at Mike. She's just having fun with Max. And now we've decided, oh, now she's going to be mopey and, like, give Mike the cold shoulder. And I'm like, really? This is what we're doing? Come on.
This is CW level writing.
Yes.
Okay, to be fair though, she's upset because of what she saw him saying. But
That's true.
she apparently isn't emotionally mature enough to understand that he would be upset because she dumped him.
But she was also laughing about it, and now she's angry.
Well, you see, Robert, it's fuck you. It's whoever she's around affects her mood
Yes.
because she actually has no personality or thoughts of her own. She just absorbs other people's. Meanwhile, at the pool,
I wish they got to a point where it's like full blade, where he's just covered in in sunblock.
So I finally edited some of our Silent Hill Let's Play. We're up to 15 videos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that might come close to The Last of Us Part 2 in like.
Yeah, no kidding. I will say, I do like Erica's helmet with the flashlights taped to them a lot. That's fun. Again, if this was just the Erica does some stuff episode, and then we're just back to the core trio for the rest of the season, it's more tolerable.
I have that with a lot of the subplots. Just focus on what's working. Not everybody
Yep.
needs equal screen time.
Yep. Like we would do with the teacher. Like that's just a one episode appearance, and it's all you need. He's in and out. It's just fun to see him again. And like I said, I like that we give a break to the Hopper Joyce bickering, and now they're working together. They're doing stuff. We're always investigating something. That's the through line of this whole show. There's always a mystery. I'm in. Otacon.
Okay, yeah. So I forgot how some of this played out. No, she should have just left here, and then
Yeah. And then it would actually be really funny if when they're stuck in the elevator, they're like, don't worry, Erica might help us. And then she just fucking leaves. Like, that'd be funny.
yeah.
Like, she's just back home. Like, fuck those losers. I don't know what they're doing.
And this does have the unfortunate thing where Steve's story gets really dark here. Like he's being tortured by Russians, and he's just fine the next day. He never talks about it.
No, they're movie injuries, Just gotta walk it off. It's like when you get stabbed in the shoulder and you should have an open wound that just keeps pouring blood, but instead is just fine after a couple minutes. Just
Well, they all have the Wolverine
just movie
healing
logic.
effect.
Yeah. I had that on our last viewing of the Ash vs. Evil Dead pilot, which is fine because it's a cartoon. But I was like, oh yeah, Pablo gets stabbed in the shoulder and like never gets that sewn up or put a bandage. Like it's just fine.
Yeah, it's consistent.
It's,
Ash should have like no brain left with all the head damage he's
he
taken.
arguably doesn't.
Or like that scene in the
Ash
third
vs.
episode where like their brain starts exploding or something.
Yeah, that should be permanent. Although this episode is actually very Ash versus Evil Dead, where it's like Billy's kind of a deadite, and we have to prove that he's a deadite. Oh my god, like 11, what are you doing? That's being irresponsible with your powers, because hypothetically, if he's not possessed, he smashed the tile on the wall. Like his back would be broken.
He's fine.
No, they get lucky.
Maybe the rule is 11 likes you get healing powers. She
exactly.
put aside. No, remember, she's a Deus Ex Machina. She actually restarted his heart in that short minute that he hit the wall. That's the later setup where she brings back a huskless corpse. Lifeless corpse.
She was clinically dead for like 5 seconds. You're overthinking it. No, but this scene, like, it could, like, the next scene could just be like, oh, good, he is possessed. I was starting to feel like a real dick.
Anybody do any Black Friday shopping? I did not.
I ordered a few movies on Amazon. I got the
Is this where she's gonna melt into a blob?
yes.
You know what else this reminds me of?
Hmm.
X-Men 2000.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
I've never been able to like see that without wincing. I think some of that is
Oh
just how shitty that effect looks in that movie.
yeah, it also kind of works.
That's
Like,
fine.
it's kind of effective.
Teddy, LOL, 11 smacks him into the wall and he just screams in pain. Max and 11 just say crap.
Crap.
No, they have to go, ah, crap.
Ah, crap. Oh, this is one of my favorite, like
Yeah,
sincere Dustin ones. If you die, I die, and Steve's like, okay, whatever. it's it's a perfectly wholesome,
no,
funny moment.
Robert, uh, we have the
It's the
ooze.
use. This is the secret. We finally know. Okay, I can roll with the cartoony Russians. I do think this goes too far, even for this show. I don't need the impossibly long elevator shaft that goes down to the center of the earth. That I think is going too far for this show. With how seriously it treats the science and the internal logic and just the logistics of how this stuff works, I don't buy that they built this in less than a year. This is going too far for me. Like, it's a funny little gag. It shouldn't be thousands of miles deep.
Well, you know what the Russians told Steve before he came down. I'll chase you to the ends of the earth.
Oh, Jared said he was freaked out by the seatbelt scene in X Men. I can see that.
Is that the opening with? Is that the opening with
With
Wolverine?
Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, as a kid, that was pretty intense. I was like, oh, God. And I like the scene a lot where the characters do start to question it, like, oh fuck, we might just be torturing this guy. Maybe he's not possessed by the Mind Flayer. Because he plays it really sad. Like, oh no, maybe we went too far in a few places.
Oh my god.
And this does a good job reestablishing that at the end of the day, this is her stepbrother, and she's like, oh fuck, like
No, I like
pity kind
how
of pity him.
complex their relationship is, even in season 4.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's a reason that the Dear Billy episode, I think, is everyone's favorite.
Yep. It's one of the best.
So this is so good. This is why it frustrates me. I don't mind some of the cartoonish antics, but this is why it frustrates me when you have like Hopper acting like a 3-year-old. When you have stuff like this.
So, but are we on the same page that so far the middle stuff this season is better than the stuff in the middle of
I mean,
two?
this time last season we were at that stupid Halloween party. This is miles better.
Believe me, Max. And yeah, again, we kind of do a spider sense thing with Will, which is like, okay, that's something. That's his power. And then that doesn't get to go anywhere in four. This surprised me because this is their first F bomb. I was surprised they slipped that in there. I believe so. I don't recall any in the first couple. The show has always gone for kind of a PG-13 or like an in between PG-13 and R. It's I don't think it's ever been TVMA, although season 4 might have been because that one gets pretty rough.
Oh yeah, I guess all three F bombs in the show are in this season.
Oh, weird. Oh my god. He's possessed by Pazuzu. And that's one thing they do a good job keeping track of is the hive aspect. Like this intercutting with the different subplots, linking them together. Like this stuff's pretty cool. Because when one is in pain, they're all
He
in
looks
pain.
like a Dawn of the Dead zombie. The Snyder
Yeah,
version.
it kind of does.
Yeah, now there's just zero fucks. Just beat him up.
Yeah. Let them fight.
The strobe light effect, like
Yeah. Wish we'd cut that out. And yeah, Jareth, I know that you can have one F bomb and a PG-13, but we rarely do that with TV. And this is also streaming. We're never consistent with these things.
crazy how the best F bomb in a PG-13 movie is still First Class.
That's a good one. And like I said, I like the sequence a lot. This is a good oh shit.
Hey, maybe
We're
somebody
in
like
over our heads.
hit him with something. He's killing her.
He's killing me. He's killing me.
God, now
Oh
he's gonna
god, he's
kill
killing
me.
me. Oh shit. Well, Mike tried.
This has to be like ridiculous without all the effects and stuff.
Yeah. But we're at least consistent with this stuff where this does make it very clear like no, he does have like super strength now being possessed by the Mind Flayer,
Well, yeah,
so
he
stuff
broke
works
down a chained door.
fine.
Then okay, but why is Flayed Billy that strong? Flayed Will wasn't. Flayed Will resisted more. It's
Yeah, and we
also a
never
much
really saw it
weaker
in this type
host.
of situation. Yeah, he's also a child.
Leave that child alone.
And he did still put up a bit of a fight. I mean, it took what, like 4 people to restrain him?
This song will forever creep me out because of Castle. There's an episode. There's a reoccurring serial killer in that show, and first or second time that they meet, the killer gets away, and it leaves them a record, and they play it, and it's this song. I was like, oh,
Yeah, this is a song that gets played in a lot of things. I'm curious where I first heard it.
it's a cliche, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like because I was so invested in the show. It's like, oh, that's like legitimately a great use of that song.
Mm. Yeah, you look it up. It's "We'll Meet Again" scary version, which I don't think is how the song was originally intended.
Well, that was season 3, episode 4. What is wrong with me tonight? Uh, if you're watching after the fact, as always, thank you for watching. If you're watching live,